I think it's very important that we mention for IPM.
Yes.
Essential oils, maybe?
Essentially. Yeah, because when it comes to IPM, there's a ton of companies out there that are willing to tell you that their product's the best, that you should be using that during flower or throughout the growth cycle. But in reality, it's very harmful to the plants, to us when we consume them. And there are a number of natural ways to remedy IPM, and I personally utilize 3 of them. I use a rosemary oil, thank you, a peppermint oil, and a neem oil.
Same.
I know there's a lot of maybe controversy around neem oil and how it's used. So if anyone has any questions or we want to dive into that, I'm more than willing to. But for me, those are the 3 that stand true through the test of time, and I haven't seen any direct negative impacts to either myself or my product.
So you're just to get a little deeper and people
Please.
get hands-on with this, would be you're taking rosemary oil, putting it into water, and
Correct.
then you're using a surfactant in order to combine the 2 together, and then you're spraying onto your plant. Do you remember? Do you have the kind of the dosage memorized?
Yeah. I would use 2 drops, because typically they come with a little dropper. 2 drops per 1 ounce of water, in which I'm going to put a spray, and the emulsifier. Or what did you?
Surfactant.
A surfactant.
Emulsifier.
Okay.
Surfactant's going to stick to the leaf.
It's soap. I'm using dish soap, baby. I'm using pretty
Drop of
much.
soap
I'm
is
using a
fucking way to dude.
just
That's
a
been
drop
always
of
my
dish
go-to.
soap. Yeah, that's all I've ever really used.
It's the kind that we save ducks with.
Yeah.
Yep. Not giving you that shout out.
Okay, deal. I was like, I know this, but anyways, and then typically I'm putting that into like a little spray bottle. Typically that's around 20 ounces, give or take, that little bottle, and then and then that's the process. That's the dose.
Then frequency of sprays. How often are you doing the sprays?
See, I'm sure this will vary for everyone, but I think it's really important too, because I used to be a little complacent when it came to bugs.
Going hard until they're gone.
Well, you go hard until they show up. Really, I used to always just think I don't have bugs, and until I had them, it was just I don't have them. They're not a problem for me. So IPM was just never part of the process in regards to an application spray. Sure, I would keep myself clean. I think this is the natural process as well. Clean yourself off, clean your shoes, garden in the morning. These are all things that you can do naturally that will avoid bugs. But I would spray without an infestation at least once a month. Every 4 weeks, 1 application to each plant, giving 1 of those oils, and then alternating each oil, each application. So over a 3-month period, I would apply 3 times, each 1 week, 1 month apart, and it would be a different oil each time, alternating.
And spraying in veg only, not on flowers?
That's correct. I do not spray in flower, and I don't, even using a natural remedy, and maybe I'm just a little tinfoil on this, there are companies with these products, some like with rosemary, peppermint, and neem in them that do say you can use them in flower, but I 100% disagree with those, and I don't think, and that's why when you're using neem oil, I feel like this is why you have adverse effects later on when people are consuming it. And this is where we get this the hype.
Wash your buds.
You get the hype of the anti people that use cannabis hyperemesis syndrome as an argument for them against our plant. But there's studies to suggest that hyperemesis syndrome is actually linked to an overdose of the main azoractin. The main chemical in
Azadirachtin.
Thank you. In neem oil.
Chris has a tattooed on his arm, actually.
Yeah,
I knew that word.
So that overdose is being mistaken. That neem oil overdose is being mistaken and labeled as CMS. No, sorry, CHS.
Yep.
And that's frustrating to me. So a little long-winded in true pigeon style, but hopefully I answered that.
No, I mean I gave some great advice with the individual. Rosemary, peppermint, neem, right? And this is another area where you can go the individual route, these individual oils, or there are products out there that blend them all together. right? I think you mentioned earlier in the episode the amazing Dr. Zymes product
Dr.
I
Zymes
use.
is
Great product. It's a
great
blend
product.
of those. I don't know exactly what's in it. Proprietary blend is basically what they say. They don't really tell you exactly what it is, but
Like I was gonna say, a lot of these brands they do that because they're putting all your in there for you, and then you're buying water.
that stuff works pretty good though. The amazing Dr. Zymes, I can stand behind that one. I've used it to battle as a IPM preventative,
Yeah,
as well as to battle pests. And then another product I like to mention is Mammoth Can Control. So Mammoth
Solid.
P, which is a microbial inoculant, that kind of came first. Great product, but on the IPM side of things, Mammoth Can Control, it's a combination of thyme oil, corn oil, something else that's not serving my memory right now, but a couple different things in a blend, and that stuff works really well as well. So a couple different ways you can go about it, the individual route or kind of getting a product that blends everything together.
This FTS clip was brought to you by AC Infinity, leaders in garden innovation. Use discount code TheStash15 at checkout to save some money on your order.
From the Stash Podcast.